Hey folks, gonna take a quick little flight again out of Key West. I just installed an update for PTA Tools by Matt Davies, the 2.51. I'm using his Custom INI preset. So just gonna take off. I haven't changed anything, so I know what this scenario I'm flying looks like. So I'll be able to see if there's something changed that I really like or don't like. But flying the Lotus L39. Aircraft's ready. We're going to go ahead and head towards runway 9. Had to lower the sensitivity of the steering and my joystick calibration and options in the game as really kind of notchy, I guess, in a way, but just hard to land, hard to taxi, you know, especially at high speed. Way too sensitive. So far, I haven't had a single blue screen or crash the desktop in Prepar. Running it with, you know, the standard aircraft and things that are actually made, and you know, have no compatibilities with Prepar3D 4. So whenever I have had a crash the desktop, it was because I was trying to load an aircraft that wasn't compatible with the 64-bit, whether or not it's a missing DLL or, you know, textures that are missing or something like that. But it's been rock solid so far. So been pumping out some videos. All right, hold short right here. Looks like that Bonanza may be coming in for a landing. So yeah, he has to be. He's pretty slow. 4.2 miles out. Let's see what happens. Brakes on. Oh, no, resume. Sorry about that, folks. Alrighty, let's see what happens. Well, you heard it. That Coronado, well, whatever it is coming in. Bonanza. So right now I have my FPS set to unlimited because I'm in single player, and going to be kind of interesting to see how this aircraft comes in. You know, if you're flying in formation with people online, most of you flight simmers probably know you're better off to turn your FPS down to 30. It definitely helps out with the smoothness and fluidity of the flight. You start getting these weird micro stutters. One of the guys I fly with out in Arizona, we'll get a little micro stutter when we get close, and that's normally flying, you know, pretty slow. If you guys want some information on this aircraft, this is the L39 by Lotus. Actual pilot and designer. I believe he's out of Canada or British Columbia. This aircraft was released back in 2009, won a bunch of awards. It set the benchmark really for detail, and it has a functioning pilot cockpit, as you can see, and also a semi-functioning cockpit in the rear. This aircraft was really not designed to be flown from the rear seat. It is basically designed as a trainer when used in that capacity. It is, I believe, used by some countries as an attack aircraft, but I'm not super familiar with its service and what's going on with it right now. So I still enjoy flying it. I made some personal tweaks on it just to give it a little more oomph than initially released. Made it easier for me to fly, but I've been away from the flying game for a long time, so just getting my feet wet again, even though I guess I've been simming since the mid-90s now. It was a lot harder back in those days for you guys that know what I mean, getting hardware to work and tweaking everything, and then hopefully the sim. How many reboots, how many crashes, how many times tweaking and shutting down the sim and restarting, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, I don't know. All I can tell you is it was a lot more work back in the day. Lockheed Martin has really saved us as a community, along with X-Plane 11 and anyone else who's attempting to make a upgraded, this looks pretty smooth, an upgraded flight sim. I'm pretty much sticking with Lockheed Martin because of compatibility issues and the amount of investment I've made on simming with this platform. So that doesn't look too bad. Not too bad at all. Better landing than I could do, that's for sure. Yeah, get off the runway, man. I'm in a hurry. Whew. So another hot day in New England. Another hot day in New England. So personal note, seems like most of my friends and my family are doing well. And you guys that have been following my videos know that my brother, they want us to go. All right. All right. So, anyways, he is recovering, and he's doing as well as expected. And actually, in all fairness to the situation, he's really lucky he survived. But he is surviving. Oh, I gotta respond to this guy. All right. I gotta focus here because I'm not a real pilot, and I'm not even a good sim pilot. So yeah. So he actually called me, and it's nice to hear him with some normalcy after 11 operations and 35 new scars. So for you folks riding bikes and three-wheelers, anything else, wear your gear, wear a helmet, wear real gloves, real body armor. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Save your family the misery of having to take care of you because you're either too fucked up to be taking care of yourself, or you actually die a lot sooner than you're supposed to and leave the family behind so they can suffer and struggle the rest of their lives. There we go. I'm still going to have to turn that sensitivity down on just make a choice. Alright, I'm going to shut that off and just focus on some textures here. I am neutral trim. Level off a little bit. I know I've been pushing this weather on you guys that watch my video. I don't know why I like this weather so much, but I do. I really like it. So, but I've got some tweaking to do. I was flying around in Orbx over in Tasmania in my last video, and weather was pretty cool. I don't know if I was using the Rex engine or not, but yeah, I was pretty happy with it. So again, for you guys that aren't familiar with my videos, don't know where I'm at, I just left Key West Airport, and this is Latin VFR scenery, Key West version 2, actually version 2.1 or 2.3. It's an upgrade for Prepar version 4, and it's pretty nice. It replaces the missing textures that I was seeing with the last version of it, which was basically built for version 2.5 and 3. And you can see that in some of my videos. A lot of the buildings had missing textures on their side, but it only took them less than a week to upgrade this airport, which is one of my favorites. Weather's not that great, but the sim looks pretty good. It's I don't know, I guess it's starting to become what I wanted, to see. So takes a lot of work. There's one thing about flight simmers: if they're avid flight simmers, they're typically a pretty patient person, I think, probably have quite a bit of OCD, especially the older simmers. You had to, or you just end up throwing your computer out the window. But yeah, so this is it. I'm going to trim this. I'm a little nose high right now, but I want to trim this down a little bit. And I'm going to show you guys one thing. So bear with me. This is more of a, a tutorial just showing you what I've been doing, some of the adjustments I'm making to my flight sim. So right now I want to take some of the sensitivity out of my airlines, my elevator, and my rudder. It's way too much. So I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to go to 40. Some of my aircraft have been modded by me to be a little more responsive, and that was because I felt that some aircraft in the sim didn't quite have some of the maneuverability I would expect from an aircraft as when I was flying. So, and I think maybe some of that has affected, the jerkiness of my new joystick, which I'm actually running. I bought an X55 a few months back after using a Saitek X52 for 10, 12 years, maybe longer. And now it's all, it's all been changed. So I'm trying to get a feel for everything again and learn how to fly with some smoothness, because the past week I've been doing a lot more flying than I've done in a long time. And, so jerky on everything. And anyways, hasn't been much fun. Excuse me. I'm drinking cool coffee, drinking water, coffee, doing push-ups, doing flutter kicks, doing curls, doing leg lifts, all the same time while I'm trying to sim in between. So shoulder's doing good. Some of you guys watching the video know that I crashed on a dirt bike at 2.5 miles an hour and basically probably separated my shoulder, tore my rotator cuff, 2 full thickness tears, tore a labrum. Couldn't believe it. But last couple of months I've been finally feeling better, and now I've really been pushing exercises that I haven't done in a long time, and the shoulder is definitely getting better. As of right now, I am very glad I did not have surgery. So I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely stronger. It still looks tweaked, when I try to elevate my arm straight up. That's just part of the injury, I guess. So. Right, so we actually have a ship. This is the first time I think I've flown out here where a cruise liner was departing. That cruise liner is departing. Pretty cool. Can move through that. So you're seeing some of the effects from the sun. The weather's changing. I've got it weather change set to medium. Right now, this is a custom preset, which is pretty old, dating back this weather, but it should change. You know what? I'm picking up some infrared from my. Bear with me. My sun coming through the windows. So I'm going to go ahead and land this, and then I'm going to close up some shades. Otherwise, this track IR is going to go completely crazy, and we don't want that. So let's go ahead and call a tower. All right. Request for stop. reset my altimeter, and then I'm gonna have to come back around because 9 is on the south side. Okay, I'll acknowledge that. So I actually put up some added a little voltage and more overclock to my video card. Not a lot, maybe 5% more on top of what I had, this GT80. And as you can see, I'm getting some infrared interruptions from the sun shining through the sliding door behind me. So anyways, frame rate's been pretty good considering my settings, which they're not maxed out, but they're maxed out in the video card video options, but not quite in the game. But they're still pretty high, and the resolution is 2715. So I'm still pretty impressed with it. All right, so there's the airport. See if I can be a little smoother, as long as the sun doesn't mess with this track IR too much. So I'm running out of time though, because I know that sun is slowly going down. Yep. All right. I'm clear to land. Slow this thing down. Yep. Could be a problem. It is a problem. Okay. Flaps coming down. P-brake is on. Gear coming down. Still too fast. Free green on the gear. Okay, looking good now. Just go ahead and let it settle. Try to be, oh no, don't mess with me. Come on, track IR. Nope, this could be bad. I didn't take into account, I should have been prepared for this, but I wasn't. Alright, let's get her now. Come on. Ain't gonna happen. Come on, son. Son of a bitch. Controls feel a little better, not so jerky. Okay. Boy, that's a little aggravating when that stuff is happening behind you. Pops up. Just gonna park this, end this video. Come on, dude. Come on, baby. No, I'm parking. Good enough. All right, I'm parking it here, guys, because the infrared is messing up my track IR. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.